I've been around in the world of personal growth and interviewing experts for 43 years now. Counselor, master life coach, all faith minister, the whole 9 yards. And I've got a couple stories today that actually are quite mind-blowing. How conscious breathing saved two people's lives that I know of, which means there's millions of other people that have been saved through conscious breathing that we just may never hear about. Now, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a pulmonary expert. I can't tell you exactly how the breathing did what it did to these two gentlemen, the stories I'm going to tell you. But I can only tell you that anytime something happens in a pattern, it can happen in a million patterns. The fact that we have two people, which is now called a pattern, that have seen their lives completely turned around simply by conscious breathing is absolutely mind-blowing. It reminds me of the story of Norman Cousins, who was basically got a death sentence. Doctors said they could never do anything to save his life. He was past all medical intervention. And through 10,000 units or milligrams of vitamin C every day and watching funny movies all day long, it actually saved his life. Very well documented. You can go ahead and Google it on Amazon. But anyway, I'm going to talk about something a little different here. The first person I'm going to talk about is someone that I've never met. But through a couple of teachers of mine, I have learned about Thich Nhat Hanh. Now, Thich Nhat Hanh is a Vietnamese Buddhist monk who's extremely well known for his mindfulness work, his meditation work, an outrageously soft soul who passed away not long ago. Unfortunately, I never got a chance to talk to him or interview him. I have interviewed many people, Lama Surya Das and Maharishi Mahesh Yogi and a lot of other very, very incredibly esteemed spiritual people, but never Thich Nhat Hanh. I've read a bunch of his books. I'm working with one of his proteges right now who's taken me through all kinds of beautiful, beautiful teachings. But as the story goes, Thich Nhat Hanh was very much on the edge of death. There was nothing doctors could do to save his life. They had tried everything. They knew he was going to die. And then he took his own life into his own hands. And he started doing conscious breathing. Breathing into every cell in the body. Breathing out from every cell in the body. The exact method that he used may be different than the one I'm utilizing right now, but this is the one that I've heard so many people talk about, is that when you follow that breath in, you're relaxing the body, you're relaxing the brain, you're relaxing the immune system, allowing it to do its work. Worry, anxiety, fear, depression can minimize the effectiveness of the immune system. Complete calm, complete serenity can also do the opposite, can boost it. Conscious breathing is something that any of us and all of us can learn how to do. If you follow every breath into the body and imagine it filling every cell in your body with love, with healing love. If you breathe in and you imagine every organ in your body completely filled with love, completely at peace, and you do that on a daily basis, maybe 5 minutes every hour, you take a break and you do conscious breathing, allowing the body to relax, to reset, to come back to equilibrium. The adrenal glands are out of control right now for most of us because of the stress in this world. You watch the news, adrenaline is released. If you're frustrated with what you hear, the adrenal glands get burned out. What we're trying to do is the opposite of stress. By conscious breathing, we're doing the opposite. The other thing I have to always mention is I would stay away from the news. I really would, especially if you're struggling with any kind of mental health issue. The second story is just as phenomenal. And Thich Nhat Hanh, obviously, through his conscious breathing, turned his complete health around and was back out there teaching, doing the work he was here to do. The second story I'm going to tell you about with conscious breathing is just mind-blowing as well. And it's my friend Keith Mitchell, former NFL All-Pro linebacker who was paralyzed on the football field. And when I've interviewed him so many times, I said, "What was it like, Keith?" And he said, "David, you would not believe the feeling you get inside when you're knocked out and you come to and you're on your back on the football field and you know there's 80,000 fans in the stadiums, but you cannot hear anything. You could hear a pin drop. People were completely silent. He was carted off the field, told he would never walk again." Keith Mitchell decided to use conscious breathing in order to turn his body around. And once he started to get movement in his body, he started to integrate different forms of movement, different forms of yoga. Today, Keith Mitchell is not only ambulatory, but he is one of the top yoga health teachers in the world today. Football camps bring him in to talk to their players about prevention of injury and taking care of themselves and eating correctly, cleanly, and all those things. Now, these are two people whose lives were completely turned around, and the process was conscious breathing, and then in Keith Mitchell's pace followed by yoga and movements to heal the body. Yoga is union. That's all it is. It's a union. Keith Mitchell and Thich Nhat Hanh are two incredible examples of when we slow down and use principles that are available to everyone and have the patience to do it on a regular basis. We could see our lives turn around. Now, let's say that you're not in a life or death situation, but you feel overly stressed, overwhelmed. Do conscious breathing. Take 5 minutes every hour. Breathe in and imagine every cell in the body completely relaxed, completely at peace. Exhale any type of stress. Inhale perfect functioning of every organ. Every organ is filled with love, functioning perfectly. Exhale anything that is not perfect in your organs. This works. If you need help, reach out to me at talkdavid.com. We can teach you all of these techniques. We have a program right now discounted because of inflation. Go to talkdavid.com. We work with people from all over the world, and our only purpose in life is doing this work. I'm David Essel. Until next time, I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye now.